Attention passionate Detroit, LIONS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because there's a buzz swirling around the NFL that could seriously shake up our division and even give us that extra push toward another Super Bowl appearance. Rumors are swirling about a potential trade that could see the Jacksonville Jaguars, currently sitting at 6-5 and battling a pretty tight cap situation, shipping out one of their most talented pass rushers, Josh Allen. Now I know what you're thinking, Josh Allen? The guy's a beast. And you're right. He's a Pro Bowl caliber edge rusher, a relentless predator on the field, and a guy who's proven time and again that he can generate chaos for opposing quarterbacks. If this trade actually happens, it could be a real game changer for Detroit, especially considering our current struggles with pass rush and injuries. Let's break down what's happening here. The Jaguars are in a bit of a tricky cap situation, with only about $8 million left, and that's not enough to really bolster their roster in the way they want, especially on offense where they're struggling to keep pace, averaging around 24 points per game but stumbling on third downs at a staggering 37.4%. They're also facing some internal challenges, like needing to rebuild their offensive line and shore up their defense, which has been giving up an average of 22.6 points per game, making them somewhat inconsistent and vulnerable. That's a problem when you consider how much they rely on their pass rush to carry the defense, Allen being a prime piece of that puzzle. The speculation suggests the Jaguars might be willing to part ways with Allen in exchange for a first-round pick in 2027. Yeah, that's a future draft capital move, but one that could pay off big for them if they're rebuilding or trying to retool their roster. For the Lions, this is a tantalizing opportunity. Allen, who's been a prolific pass rusher over his 7-year career, could step into our defense and immediately add a new dimension to our front. Just picture this. After losing Marcus Davenport to the IR with that shoulder injury, our pass rush has looked a bit more pedestrian, and Allen's addition could be just what we need to re-establish dominance. Now, let's talk about Allen himself. In his career, he's accumulated over 200 tackles and more than 50 sacks. He's got a PFF grade around 87.5, a win rate of about 28%, and over 150 pressures. In 2025, he's already played 10 games, with 15 solo tackles and 3 sacks. His EPA, expected points added, versus the pass sits at -0.14, which indicates he's effective at disrupting plays. He's double-teamed roughly 30% of the time but still manages to generate pressure, and his overall PFF grade this year is around 81.1, making him one of the top-tier edge rushers in the league right now. With his ability to generate chaos, he could be a perfect fit alongside Aiden Hutchinson, who's already posted 7.5 sacks this season. That duo. That could be a nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in the crucial third down situations where we've been trying to improve. Imagine the impact if we add Allen, projected to add around 10 sacks and increase pressures by about 20%. That would bring our total sacks from around 30 up into the high 30s or even 40, and significantly reduce the opposing team's rushing game. For the Lions, this isn't just about one player. It's about transforming our entire front and creating more opportunities for turnovers, which could be the edge we need to push deep into the playoffs. Our defense, already solid with a points per game allowed of just 21.6, could become downright intimidating. The more pressure we put on quarterbacks like Jordan Love of the Packers, the more chances we have to force mistakes and turn those into game-changing plays. But it's not just about the immediate impact. This move would also send a message. Detroit isn't just a team on the rise. We're positioning ourselves as serious contenders, willing to make bold moves to secure that elusive Super Bowl. Our defense, which has been a little bit patchwork due to injuries and inconsistent play, could take a big leap forward with Allen in the mix, helping to alleviate some of the pressure on our secondary. Think about the secondary's role. When the front is applying relentless pressure, it's easier to cover receivers and force turnovers. That's exactly what Allen could bring to Detroit. Now, on the Jaguars' side of things, they're looking at this as a rebuild move. They're trying to free up cap space, Trading Allen would clear around $16 million in cap room, and they're also facing questions about Travon Walker, their other promising edge rusher. Walker, who was a first-round pick himself, has been a bit inconsistent, and there's some concern that if he doesn't take a huge step forward, their pass rush could drop from around 120 pressures per season to closer to 90. That's a significant dip, and it's one they're trying to avoid by potentially shipping Allen out now, while he still has a lot of value. For the Lions, this is a chance to not only improve our pass rush, but also to send a message to the rest of the league that we're serious about competing at the highest level. Our current pass rush has been somewhat hampered by injuries and inconsistent play, but adding a player like Allen could be the boost we need to make a real push. With a record of 9-1, we're already in a strong position, but every edge counts when it comes to playoff seeding and Super Bowl aspirations. The more pressure we can generate on quarterbacks like Love, the better our chances of forcing turnovers and winning the close games that define seasons. Looking at the odds, there's a growing sense that Detroit could become a more attractive destination for Allen if the trade happens. Odds have shifted from plus 1,100 to around plus 700, reflecting a 36% boost in our favor. That's a significant uptick and shows how much the league and betting markets believe that Allen's move to Detroit could tip the scales in our favor come playoff time. It's not just about adding a talented pass rusher. It's about creating a ripple effect throughout the defense, making us more unpredictable and dangerous. In the bigger picture, this potential trade underscores the Lions' aggressive mindset. We're not just happy to be playoff contenders. We want to be Super Bowl champions, and making bold moves like this is part of the plan. Our front seven, already anchored by Hutchinson and a solid interior, could become one of the most feared units in the league with Allen in the fold. Plus, the added pressure and versatility he brings would make it even tougher for offenses to game plan against us. And let's not forget the division implications. The NFC North is a tight race, with the Packers, Bears, and Vikings all vying for their spot at the top. If Detroit manages to bolster our pass rush significantly, it could be the difference maker in tight games down the stretch. A relentless front forces turnovers, shortens games, and keeps our offense on the field longer. That's how you turn a good team into a great one, and that's exactly what a player like Josh Allen could do for us. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Jaguars are willing to part ways with Allen, and if the Lions are willing to make that move. But with the trade deadline approaching and both sides evaluating their options, it's a storyline worth following closely. If the Lions pull the trigger, it could be the move that propels us into uncharted territory, giving us that extra edge we need to dominate the NFC North and push deep into the playoffs, maybe even making another Super Bowl run. So, Lions fans, keep your eyes on this one. It's the kind of move that could define our season and set the stage for a new era of dominance in Detroit. Whether it happens or not, one thing is for sure. We're in for an exciting ride, and I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. The Lions are hungry, and with the right moves, we're closer than ever to finally bringing that Lombardi trophy back home to Detroit. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Allen would be the perfect addition to our front? Are you excited about the possibility of our defense becoming even more ferocious? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. We're building something special here, and every piece of the puzzle counts. Let's keep that Lions pride roaring loud and proud.